Verse for opening a sutra. The unsurpassed profound and wonderful Dharma is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of aeons. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning. The Flower Adornment Sutra. Chapter 39. Entering the Dharma Realm. Part 1. Section 3. At that time, Manjusri Bodhisattva, upon exhorting all the bhikshus to bring forth the resolve for Anuttara Sankhya Sambodhi, then he gradually went south into the realm of people. He went to the east of the city of blessings to dwell in the adorned banner Sala growth. This was a place where all Buddhas of the past had lived, taught, and transformed living beings. They went to the great stupa, which is a place where the world on it once had cultivated the bodhisattva practices in the past, and were able to renounce measureless things that were difficult to renounce. For this reason, this growth was universally renowned throughout measureless Buddha Kshetriyas. This place constantly was blessed with the offerings of the gods, dragons, yakshas, gandharvas, asuras, garudas, kinnaras, mahoragas, humans and non-humans. After Manjusri and his retinue had reached this place, he immediately proclaimed the Sutra of universally illumining the Dharma realm, with hundreds of myriad of millions of nayutas of sutras as his retinue. Upon speaking this sutra, measureless hundreds of thousands of millions of dragons came out of the great sea to this palace. Upon listening to this Dharma, they became thoroughly tired of the destiny of dragons. Single-mindedly seeking the Buddha path, they all renounced their dragon bodies and were reborn among gods and humans. 10,000 dragons became irreversible from Anuttara Sankhya Sambodhi. Again they were measureless and numberless living beings who were tamed and subdued through the three vehicles. At that time, among the inhabitants of the city of blessings who heard the Dharma Prince Manjusri was in the adorned banner Sala growth at the great stupa, and measureless great multitudes streamed from the city to go to this place. At that time, there was an upasaka by the name of Great Knowledge, together with a retinue of 500 upasakas. Their names were Sudatta Upasaka, Vasudatta Upasaka, Light of Blessings and Virtue Upasaka, Renowned Upasaka, Renowned Forgiving Upasaka, Moon Virtue Upasaka, Good Wisdom Upasaka, Great Wisdom Upasaka, Worthy Great Wisdom Upasaka, Worthy Protector Upasaka, Worthy Supreme Upasaka, and so forth. All of these 500 upasakas came to the place of Dharma Prince Manjusri, made obeisance at his feet, circumambulated to the right 3 times, withdrew, and sat to one side. Also, there were 500 upasikas, such as Great Wisdom Upasika, Good Light Upasika, Wonderful Body Upasika, Delightful Body Upasika, Worthy Upasika, Worthy Virtue Upasika, Worthy Light Upasika, Banner Light Upasika, Virtue Light Upasika, Good Eyes Upasika, and so forth. All of these 500 upasikas came to the place of Dharma Prince Manjusri, made obeisance at his feet, circumambulated to the right 3 times, withdrew, and sat to one side. Also, there were 500 youths, such as the youth Good Wealth, the youth Good Practice, the youth Good Precepts, the youth Good Comportment, the youth Good Courage, the youth Good Consideration, the youth Good Wisdom, the youth Good Enlightenment, the youth Good Eyes, the youth Good Arms, the youth Good Light, and so forth. All of these 500 good youths came to the place of Dharma Prince Manjusri, made obeisance at his feet, withdrew, and sat to one side. Also, there were 500 maidens, such as the maiden Good Worth, the maiden who was Great Wisdom Upasika's daughter, the maiden Worthy Name, the maiden Good Features, the maiden Solid Wisdom, the maiden Worthy Virtues, the maiden Virtuous, the maiden Brahma Teaching, the maiden Virtue Light, the maiden Good Light, and so forth. All of these 500 maidens came to the place of Dharma Prince Manjusri, made obeisance at his feet, circumambulated to the right 3 times, withdrew, and sat to one side. At that time, Dharma Prince Manjusri, knowing that the inhabitants of the city of blessings had come and gathered, accorded with their heart's delight and manifested a body of sovereignty. His awesome light was dazzling and grand, and outshone all the great assembly. With easy and comfortable great kindness, he caused them to be pure and cool. With easy and comfortable great compassion, he brought forth the mind to speak the Dharma. With easy and comfortable wisdom, he perceived their heart's delights, and with a vast great eloquence, he was about to proclaim the Dharma for them. At that time, he contemplated good wealth for the causes and conditions by which he came to have this name. He perceived that when this youth had entered the womb, within his household there spontaneously appeared a towering pavilion of the 7 jewels. Beneath this towering pavilion were 7 hidden treasures. Right above the treasuries, the ground broke open by itself, and 7 jeweled tusks burst forth. They were of gold, silver, lapis lazuli, crystal, true pearls, mother of pearl, and carnelian. The youth Good Wealth dwelt in the womb for 10 months and was born. His build, body, limbs, and joints were upright and full. The 7 great treasuries were broad and extensive. Above and below each of them was 7 full arms' length, and they welled from the ground, their light luminous and dazzling. Again in that household, spontaneously there appeared 500 jeweled vessels, and various objects naturally filled them to abundance. Specifically, the Vajra vessels were filled with all sorts of incenses. The incense vessels were filled with various robes. The fine jade vessels were filled with various superior types of food and drink. The money vessels were filled with various rare and precious gems. The gold vessels were filled with silver. The silver vessels were filled with gold. The gold and silver vessels were filled with Vaidurya. The money-studded crystals vessels were filled with mother of pearl. The mother of pearl vessels were filled with crystals. The carnelian vessels were filled with true pearls. The true pearl vessels were filled with carnelian. The fire money vessels were filled with water monies. The water monies were filled with fire monies. In such a way, these 500 jeweled vessels spontaneously appeared and rained down various gems and objects of wealth, and all the houses became full. Because of this event, his parents, retinue, and good prognosticators unanimously named this infant Good Wealth. Also, he perceived that this youth had made offerings to Buddhas of the past, that he deeply planted the good roots, that his belief and understanding were vast and great, that he always delighted in drawing near to good knowing advisers, that his body, speech, and mind karmas were devoid of flaws, that he made no mistakes, he purified the bodhisattva way, sought all wisdom, and was accomplished as a vessel of the Buddha Dharma. He saw that his mind was pure like the empty space, that he made transferences to Bodhi and was without obstruction. At that time, Manjusri Bodhisattva, having contemplated the youth Good Wealth in this way, gently instructed him, using analogies, and spoke all Buddha Dharmas for him. That is, He spoke the Dharma of all Buddhas gathering. He spoke the Dharma of all Buddhas continuity. He spoke the Dharma of all Buddhas successiveness. He spoke the Dharma of all the Buddha's pure assemblies. He spoke the Dharma of all Buddha's Dharma wheels that transform and guide. He spoke the Dharma of the fine characteristics of all Buddha's form bodies. He spoke the Dharma of all Buddha's Dharma bodies. He spoke the Dharma of all Buddha's illuminating light. He spoke the Dharma of all Buddha's level of non-duality. At that time, Dharma Prince Manjusri, upon speaking these dharmas for the youth good wealth and the great assembly, again earnestly exhorted them with analogies. He caused them to be joyous and to bring forth the resolve for Anuttara Sankhya Sambodhi. He also caused them to recollect their past good roots. Having done this right at that very place, he further spoke the Dharma for living beings according to their potentials, and then he took his leave. At that time, the youth good wealth, having heard from Manjusri about the various merits and virtues of the Buddha, single-mindedly and diligently sought Anuttara Sankhya Sambodhi. Following Manjusri, he spoke verses saying, "The three existences are like city ramparts. Arrogance forms the walls. The destinies are like doors and windows. Love's water fills the moat, covered by stupidity's darkness. The fires of greed and anger blaze. The demon king becomes the ruler. Like an unknowing child we follow along. Greed and love are a strong rope. Flattery and deception are the reins and beat. Doubt and delusion veils one's eyes as one enters the deviant paths. Stinginess, jealousy, and arrogance abound. One enters the three evil places, or falls into the various destinies. Amid the sufferings of birth, old age, sickness, and death, pure Son of wondrous wisdom, whose great compassion forms a perfect will, which dries up the sea of afflictions, pray grant us a little attention. Pure moon of wonderful wisdom, your great kindness forms a filthless will, which bestows calmness on us all. I wish you could shine on me. King of the Dharma realm, with Dharma treasures as your foremost guide, who causes in emptiness without obstruction, I wish you would teach and exhort me. Great merchant of blessings and wisdom, courageous in your search for Bodhi, who universally benefits all beings, I wish you would protect me. Donning the armor of forbearance, with wisdom sword in hand, masterfully you quell the demon armies, may you bend to rescue me. Dwelling on Dharma's summit of Sumeru, all is attended by maidens in Samadhi, destroying the asuras of delusion. Lord Chakra, please consider me. The three existences are the home of stupid mortals who create causes that form delusive karma and earthly destinies. Humane One subdues them all. Like a lamb, he shows me the way. One who renounces all evil destinies and pursues all good paths, who transcends the mundane world, show me the door to liberation. In a world that's inverted and full of attachments, may the one with thoughts of permanence, bliss, true self, and purity, and the wisdom eye who can leave all this, disclose for me the door of liberation. Well aware of deviant and proper paths, one of fearless discriminating mind, who has decisive understanding in everything, show me the Bodhi road. Dwelling on the ground of the Buddha's proper views, you who nurture the Buddha's trees of merit and virtue, and rain down wonderful Dharma flowers, show me the Bodhi way. Buddhas of past, present, and the future, who pervade throughout all places, like the sun appearing in the world, speak the path for me. You who well know of all karma, profoundly arrived at all vehicles' conducts, one of decisive wisdom, show me the Mahayana. With great compassion as the harp upon its wheel of vows, its axle is composed of faith, its linchpin of endurance, adorned as it is with merit and virtue's treasuries, may I ride upon this carriage. With a broad and great body of Dharani, its canopy of adorning compassion, it rings with chimes of eloquence. May I ride upon this carriage. Brahma practices are its cushions, Samadhi its maidens in waiting. Dharma drums resonate with wonderful sounds. May I ride upon this carriage. Endless is its treasury of the four attractions, bejeweled with adorning merit and virtue. Shame forms the halters of its steeds. May I ride upon this carriage. Always turning are the wheels of giving, forever anointed with pure precepts' fragrance. Patience is its sturdy adornment. May I ride upon this carriage. The body is of dhyana concentration and samadhi. The collar is of clever expedients, subdued and non-retreating as it is. May I ride upon this carriage. Great vows are the pure wheels, Dharani its solid power. Accomplished it is by wisdom. May I ride upon this carriage. With universal conduct as its circumference, compassionate heart is its composed turning. Toward all it's without fear. May I ride upon this carriage. Solid like Vajra, clever like an illusory transformation, it is unobstructed in all things. May I ride upon this carriage. Vast great of utmost purity, bestowing joy on all beings. It is equal to emptiness and the Dharma realm. May I ride upon this carriage. The wheels purify all karmic delusions. They sever the flow of sufferings, smashing demons and external paths. May I ride upon this carriage. Wisdom fills the 10 directions. Adornments pervade the Dharma realm. Fulfilling all of living beings' wishes, may I ride upon this carriage. Pure and clear, like empty space, with love and views extinguished, there is benefit for all beings. May I ride upon this carriage. Swift practice of vow power, calm dwelling of a concentrated mind, universally transports all sentience. May I ride upon this carriage. Like the earth that is unmoving, like the water that benefits, in this way living beings are transported. May I ride upon this carriage. The 4 attractions form a perfect wheel. Dharani is a pure clear light. May such a wisdom sun as this appear so that I can see. Those who have ascended to the place of Dharma King and donned the crown of the Wisdom Lord, wrapped as you are with wonderful Dharma silk, pray compassionately regard me. At that time, Manjusri Bodhisattva turned around like an elephant king to regard the youth good wealth and said, good indeed, good young man. You have brought forth the resolve for Anuttara Sankhya Sambodhi. Moreover, you wish to draw near to all good knowing advisers to inquire about the practices of a bodhisattva and the cultivation of the bodhisattva path. Good young man, drawing near and making offerings to good knowing advisers is the very first causal condition for becoming endowed with all wisdom. Therefore, you should not grow tired of this. The youth good wealth said, I only hope that the sagely one will speak extensively for me about how a bodhisattva should study bodhisattva practices, how he should cultivate bodhisattva practices, how he should tend toward bodhisattva practices, how he should maintain bodhisattva practices, how he should purify bodhisattva practices, how he should enter bodhisattva practices, how he should accomplish bodhisattva practices, how he should follow bodhisattva practices, how he should recollect bodhisattva practices, how he should increase and broaden bodhisattva practices, how he should swiftly perfect the practices of universal worthy. At that time, Manjushri Bodhisattva spoke the following verses for the youth good wealth. Good indeed, merit and virtue's treasury. You have arrived at my place, bringing forth the great compassion mind. You diligently seek utmost enlightenment. You have made vast great vows to destroy living beings' pain, and for the sake of all worlds, to practice the Bodhisattva's conducts. If there are Bodhisattvas who tire not of birth and death suffering, they will be endowed with universal worthy's path, and nothing can destroy them. Light of blessings and power of blessed awesomeness, place of blessings and pure blessed seed, for all living beings' sake, you vow to cultivate universal worthy's conduct. Regard throughout the limitless of boundlessness, the Buddhas in the 10 directions. You have heard the Dharma from all of them. Receive and upheld it without forgetting or losing any. In the realms of the 10 directions, you can see measureless Buddhas. You have accomplished all seas of vows and are replete with bodhisattva practices. If one enters the sea of experience, dwells securely in Buddha's body, and follows and studies with guiding teachers, one can accomplish all wisdom, pervading through all kalpas, equal to the dust motes in all lands. You have practiced universal worthy's conduct and accomplished the Bodhi path. In measureless kshetriyas, in boundless kalpa seas, you have practiced universal worthy's conduct and perfected all the great vows. All the measureless beings here are delighted on hearing of your vows. They all bring forth the Bodhi mind and vow to study universal worthy's vehicle.